Then the very experienced Ukrainians, fourth in bled, Anastasia Kozenkova and Yana Dementieva. There's the Serbians with Iva Obradovic and Ivana Filipovic. Iva Obradovic in the bow seat, of course, a fantastic record in single sculls. Came sixth in the A final in Carapiro in the World Championships. So it's Serbia nearest you, and then we have the Ukrainian team next to them. So the action expected to come from lanes 5 and 6 nearest us. So good start as we look at the Italians taking the rate off, and well, it's the fast starting Danes, Mette Petersen 22 and Anna Leybourne 28. They're a new crew. I can't believe quite how much start this young crew have got. It's business as usual. The Ukrainians look to be dominating and putting their bows in the lead. Have we had a Ukrainian women's quad at Henley yet, Mike?
Yes, we have. A number of years ago we had both the Ukrainian men and women coming, and then sadly, and it's the way it happens, the coach changed, and we haven't seen them since.
Of course, women's quad's one of the key standout events that Henley offers now for women's rowing, and these two here, no stranger to success at World Championship level. 2009 they won the world title in Poznan. Fantastic scull really to take away from the British quad the gold title, and well, they're really dominating this event. We look there at the stroke woman, Yana Dementieva. She lives in Kharkov. She sculls for Kiev. And of course they won the European title for this event in Portugal too. So that's a hell of a lead to have coming up to 500 metres, Mike.
That's quite extraordinary. And at any level, international level, to be that far ahead is really quite unbelievable. Whether there's going to be payback, there usually is, we'll wait and see. But it's certainly going to intimidate their opposition.
That's nearly 6 seconds at 500 metres, so normally you would expect to see that margin at the finish. They're at 34 strokes a minute, the Ukrainians. And well, we can see them there very smooth. That's a distinctive hallmark of the Ukrainian teams. Not much disturbance from that boat as the blades go in. And they're very sort of sweepy crew. They don't get too aggressive at the catch at the front end of a stroke. And the power comes from the acceleration. So, well, no sign of the Serbians as we pass 750 metres. Just maybe see their bows. And I think the Italians expected to figure. So in third place at the moment we have the Antisova sisters, Lenka Antisova and Jitka Antisova from the Czech Republic. Been together for 3 years, that Czech Republic crew. And they got a silver in Brest in the Europeans behind the Italians as we go back and travel with the Ukrainians. And there we go, the Serbians have moved through. So that's Iva Obradovic, who is in the bow seat, the experienced single sculler. I guess she's calling the shots to her partner, the young Ivana Filipovic, who was fourth this year in the under-23s in Amsterdam. So the Serbians must think they've got a good double on their hands, but came 11th in bled. And this could be a chance to build their pace before the Olympic campaign starts next year. So Mike, this Plovdiv course, as we look at the third and second place battle behind the Ukrainians, the Serbians are closing.
They are indeed. The Plovdiv course is a wonderful course. It's a really beautiful, all of the surroundings, the restaurants, the cafes. It's a very, very pretty course. But no, the Ukrainian, I think we have payback coming. The lactic acid must be screaming in those thighs as we look at them now.
Well, of course, the lactic acid is what will build up. If you go off too hard, you create lots of lactic acid because you don't take in enough oxygen. And maybe this is the result of a difficult season. But, well, let's take a look. It was, well, 7 seconds we got at 500 metres, down to 4 seconds at 1,000 metres. And I cannot believe that is an overlap from this Serbian double. Well, they've certainly seen off the challenge of the Antisova sisters. And what sort of look is that on the Strogiana Dementieva, the Ukrainian crew, Mike?
I think you might call it pain. I think this is starting to hurt. Yeah, here comes Serbia. This is now beginning to overlap.
Well, I think this may be one of the most remarkable races I've ever seen. The Serbians at 34.5. Perhaps the Ukrainians have just maybe answered them a little bit and found something. I guess the sprint is going to be an interesting one. If Serbia's got anything left, because they have had to battle to close that gap to one length.
Absolutely. I mean, no pain, no gain. They have their own deficit in closing as they have done. With 500 to go, it's going to be a very interesting chase to the line.
So the Serbians have made up 5 seconds on the Ukrainians in the middle 1,000 metres, and well, Serbia came 11th in the World Championships, and Ukraine came 4th, just missing out on a medal. Behind, of course, the British and Australians who took gold and silver in that event in Bled.
It seems as though the Ukrainians are holding them now, but it's going to be a dash to the line, I think. Oh no, it looks as though they've got the measure of them.
Well, it's the most strange race. They've now put their rating up to 36. I can only say that it's not an ideal pattern that a coach would want to say, that's how you go and roll your race, ladies.
I should think if the coach was following on a bike on the far side, he'd be having kittens.
The Ukrainian bowwoman, Anastasia Kozenkova, she looks to be suffering incredibly. And I think the same could be said for the Serbians. Ivana Filipovic, the 22-year-olds, had to work incredibly hard just to get her crew into a position where they could challenge the Ukrainians. Looks like the Antisova sisters trying to clean up in that bronze medal position from the Czech Republic. As we come up to the line, the Ukrainians are going to take this. The Czechs are closing on the Serbians, but aren't going to catch them for the bronze medal position. The Italians will probably finish 4th, but these are going to be 2 exhausted double sculls in what's been a remarkable race. There is one dead stroke woman. Yana Dementieva lies down. The Serbians take silver medal. The Antisova sisters, who I thought probably the only double to scull a very good pace. Italians just taking 4th place ahead of the Danes. They led early on, the new Danish crew, and the Belarusians on the far side.
Yeah, a fascinating race, and it would be intriguing to know what the 2 leading doubles had actually been doing over the last few weeks since Bled. It's very difficult to be able to pick yourselves up from a World Championships, and obviously with Ukraine only just missing the bronze medal in Bled. How have they paced themselves and trained themselves over the last 3 weeks?
Well, I know from talking to the Italian pair, they did find it very difficult to go straight back to training with just a day's rest for travelling for the World Championships in Bled. But confirmation of that